Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to PCM21. It's Career Mode. We're on episode 85. This is going to be a quick episode today, a much shorter episode than what you're used to seeing. But we're at Strade Bianche, and I absolutely love this race. This is one of my absolute favorites on the calendar. Really enjoy this one, and I wish they would do more of this mixed gravel racing like this. Which version of Strade we get today, though, I guess we'll find out when we reach the first cobbled section. Normally this race, visually when you look at the map, shows you where all the gravel sections are, but they treat it like tarmac in this game. But then the database that I use has some updated races, additional races, and this is one of those updated races. But which version you get depends year on year, because the original one has not been removed. So there's still two versions here. There's the version that treats it like, I think, 2-star cobbled sections, or the one that treats it like tarmac, which then just turns it into a slightly hilly sprint, semi-hilly. I mean, it's not that bad. It definitely would come down to a sprint most of the time, unless your sprinters just really can't do the hills and the pace tempo's a little too high. Speaking of somebody who can absolutely handle the hills, Berlikov's here, so we'll watch out for him and his movie star team. There's Matthews, he's always a favorite. Warburton, Schultz, Koos at the front. Alright, well, what I have brought to this is a mixture. I've brought my best cobble guys, I've bought my best sprinters, and I brought somebody who is a bit punchy, has a good flat rating, could serve as a lead-out domestique support rider, whichever version. Caldens, 1 star. Okay, we are getting 1 star, so it is showing. I mean, you're getting that little bobble in the riders. That means that the cobble ratings will matter today, especially with the amount of time that they spend in the gravel on this race. Racing on gravel is not the same thing as racing on road. It's also not the same thing as a Paris-Roubaix and, 5-star sectors, but it's certainly challenging, and that's why I enjoy it as something a little different, something a little bit unique. See, here's another 1 star. I don't know if they're all going to be 1 stars. It's going to hurt on the uphill 1 star type sectors. So Bernotas, one of our sprinters. Hamadovic, unfortunately with a -3. That's going to rule him out. Lukshi's is the neutral one. He's a little bit sprint, a little bit flat, a little bit cobble, a little bit climb. Does a little bit of it all. So I think he is going to be a leader today. Galvez looking okay. Top cobble guy. Wakira. Now, I think the plan then, ride for Galvez, ride for Lukshi's, ride for the top sprinter. And through that combination, have somebody left at the end, which means the other cobble guys are going to ride in support of those key players. So we want to support Lukshi's with a 70. I think that's just about good enough with support, with 1 star and a little bit of climbing. 3 riders made up the breakaway, 2.5 minutes away for them. Also, by the way, main reason for this short episode is not because I love this race so much, which I do, and I'm more than happy to show the entirety of this one, but it's also I caught a little flu bug. Luckily not a COVID bug. I tested negative 3 times this week, so not COVID, but I did suffer from about a 72-hour bug. I'm 98% of the way already past it, but I had a couple days that were kind of rough. It was the 48-hour bug that extended a little bit beyond that, and so I didn't get much recording done in those 2 days. I got a couple episodes done, but that was it. And I was able to kind of hide it, but I was not feeling too hot and definitely sleeping a lot. Okay, I do have everybody up here. I need to figure out what we're gonna do. Bernotas, not the top sprinter. It's Caldens, who has a 68 cobble rating. So we absolutely want to support him today. So Caldens, there you go. And it was not Berggren. It was going to be Galvez. Let's get Galvez up to a 76. So 70 is so easy to lose time. Let's go ahead and flat rating, resistance. Maybe there's somebody else. Gap out to 5.5 minutes. Got to keep an eye on that. Maybe Berggren. 69 flat, 74 cobble, good resistance. He's going to hold out a bit longer and maybe still be around. Or Bernutas. Even though he's got a -2, he's got the sprint, he's got the flat, he's got some stamina. We'll save him. Give him a 76 or 78 to ride solo. Wakira. Amadovic, I thought we were supposed to be riding for... Oh, right. Caldens was the one I just released. There you go. Okay, 123k to go. We're going to want to get water here shortly. Probably just shy of the peak. We're 6 minutes behind the breakaway group, and they just reached the top. I do not want to send Bernutas. Let's send Wakira. Little late on that. See how long it takes him to drop back. Oh, Amadovic down, back up. He's okay. That's good. Let's get back in there, please. Get back in there, please. Catch this guy if you would. Thank you. Or don't catch him as he's trying to sprint. Let's slow down a little bit. There you go. Okay, Amadovic back in. Did he get water already? He did. That's good. He got water while he was on the ground. As Wakira was sprinting on by Amadovic. Oh, somebody told me in the comments, Wakira? Kenyan, I believe. Kenyan? Yes. I believe that's what they said. I'm not 100% familiar on all African flags. I know a fair few, but certainly not all. You know what's sad? I did teach geography about 11 years ago. It was the last time I taught geography, but that was 11 years ago. Doesn't mean that I know everything about every nation in the world. No, I do not pretend to know everything. Okay, Caldens is the unprotected rider. Amadovic, get back on it. You can already see some fatigue in the legs. So letting that gap get out to 6 minutes, just closing it down by 1 minute, has already done this much damage. This is the 1-star factor with undulation.
We're halfway to the finish line. The team leaders should be coming more and more to the fore.
Likewise with the geography thing, I only taught that for a year plus grad school, but even after teaching history for 10 years, I certainly don't pretend to know anywhere near everything about history, because if you haven't figured out, social studies, at least in the US, is literally everything about everything that's ever existed. So it is, in some regards, the hardest subject to get licensed in the nation. Now, there are other more complex things, and believe me, I know and understand how complex science, for example, is, or at least, higher levels of science. Wow, Amadovic has not done well. In fact, he's already almost done. Bernutas is going to have to take over for Amadovic quite soon. Let's get him back up there, though. At least offer some protection to Caldens while we can. Anyway, let's get back to the focus here. So we are at 80k. We're over halfway done with this race. Not yet time to get water. I want to time it for right about here, as long as we're not split up all over the place. If Amadovic is slipping backwards, I want to wait for him to get out the back, and I might even speed him up on that process. Let's go ahead and gel up for him now, because I think he is kind of on his last legs before he gets dropped. Speaking of dropped, there's already a fair few riders out the back. We're down to 149 in the Peloton, and we're not last. Usually in this discipline, in something that involves sectors such as this, my guys go back fast. Okay, we also need to step this up. Step up the effort level here. Step up the effort level there. Galvez is good because he's cobble rated. Luxi's not as good. Caldens, let's speed up a little more. We do not want to get split off here, please. Use up Hamadovich to get yourself back in place. Use his energy, save your legs, but also, you know, don't drop backwards, because if a split occurs in front of him, he's got no way to chase that back down. And he absolutely... Oh, and I just said, don't see a split. There's the split. Let's switch this out. Hamadovich is done. Bernotas on the task. This group still probably will get back in contact. They have some room to work. Hamadovich, you're right. Oh, maybe not right there. This group just doubled in size. That's what I was talking about. Groups coming back together, though. Behind this, I don't think anybody's coming back. There you go. Now it's back together. But Hamadovich is not going to succeed in getting water for us. Maybe. Maybe not. Nope. Now he's going to fade. He is going to fade. I need him to go slow. Slow down. Slow down. Slow down. Get out of the group. There you go. All right. You're on your own. Okay. Now we reset. I have no spare rider right now. And is this an okay time? No. This is not an okay time to do something. This is a great time to do this sort of something, though. All right. Lesser cobble rated guys. Push harder. Kalnin's. Yeah, 83 is okay. This climb's going to take a lot out because of the climbing with... I mean, it's 9%. The climbing with the cobble, and you know, somebody like Kalnin's, who's not great in this discipline, is really, really struggling to keep up at the moment. 87, 49 in the Peloton. Kalnin's is still in it though. Kalnin's not getting dropped, but a split right here. Enrique Mas just created that split. Wow, that's unexpected. All right, 16 though, and again, our best opportunity to score. But 16 is easy to get water, and if you guys get back on, you get back on. So let's figure out who's going to go get water here. It's going to be Berggren. Get water for these 4.
A rider is down.
All right, so we're almost out of this one. We've got a little break before we get into the last 3 cobbled sectors. Except for the ending, right? Isn't there one right at the finish? That steep finishing climb. I always forget about that. This is not for a sprinter. This is for Lukshies. Lukshies is the main guy today. Okay, Berggren took care of the water, but he's definitely going backwards. These guys have not made it up here. That's just going to do it. They're not going to make it. Bernotas is not going to win as a sprinter. So I always forget that that's how this ends. 25. Still chasing 6, actually. There's 3 riders off the front. At least 2 of those are pretty dang good. But I don't like their odds when they're only 17 seconds ahead of us. They're wasting a lot of energy riding out solo. So we're down to really 28 in contention, and those 3 are hurting their own chances. It's still just over a minute to the breakaway, though. Okay, now that group's even breaking apart as one rider is off the back. Further increasing our odds. Berggren, Wakira, down to their last legs. 20 chasing 25, and Kalnin's struggling to keep up. Berggren, it's about to be a see you later situation. 24. But can you imagine? Top 25 in this kind of race. Barely possible, or not at all possible. Just last season even. But having some cobble rated guys really, really making a difference. Wakira, cobble rated. Mountains 69, 67, and hills 69. That's decent stats, and yet, let's see, how we looking? Oh, 79 Lukshies, and a little bit sprint capable. Yeah, you've got to go for Lukshies Galvez to protect Lukshies. And there's our leader, and me waking up to the reality of, no, it's not a sprint finish. After all this, it is absolutely a situation where we have riders trying to attack. Now it's 4 off the front as Odd Christian Eiking has escaped ever so slightly, but actually led to us finally bridging that gap with, I think, Godin and Vendita at least looking really tired. Vermeesh trying to attack. This is something that looks like could succeed and could be enough guys. I mean, we're looking at probably 16 or 20. So Galvez, give me an 85.
The list of those left behind goes on rising.
Come on, Galvez. Come on, Galvez. Come on, Galvez. Don't you dare get split off from this. Bridge that gap. Keep it 19. There you go. Now, ease off a bit, but bring us forward. Now it's 19. Chasing 1. Still chasing 3. They still have a small gap, but it's I do not think it's big enough. Let's see who's in that break, though. Skelmos, Concha, Puccio. I mean, Skelmos especially, certainly capable. Cortiens, I don't think that's a threat. So, we're looking good on that part. Now, Galvez, I told you to scoot up, but I had you back off for a little bit. Now's the time to kind of scoot forward again because we could see accelerations, and we are seeing a group trying to attack again. Meanwhile, I'm trying to be patient and not waste energy. Ride what tempo we have to ride, but not ride more than that tempo. I mean, look at the front now. So ease off. I'm not wanting to attack. I'm trying to set up for the final climb.
The riders are entering the last 15
And
kilometers of the stage.
hopefully see some of these guys dropped off. I mean, we're seeing Kelderman at the very least, and Vermeersch. They're done. Holgaard looks like he's working for his team now too as he takes a turn through. So that's 3 guys. Or not. He's attacking along with Velens. Looks like Lutsenko. Holgaard apparently as well. Godin attacking again? How do these guys have that kind of energy? He just spent 30, 40k off the front. Just got reeled in. And already he's able to attack and go clear. Okay, I'm going to push for the hill a little bit. Luke Shees, what just happened? Where you at? I want to make up some ground right here.
That the strongest can create some gaps.
In fact, Galvez is pretty punchy, so let's see if we can drop a few of these guys or at least regain that ground. And we have dropped a few. It's down to 10. Down to 5. Oh, momentarily. 10k to go. Okay, back off a little bit. Down to 9. A lot of guys not able to keep up with this. But also, we can't let too many of these guys stay away if we want to finish in the top 10, which I don't think we're too terribly capable of winning this thing, which, of course, I am now kind of stuck leading the chase. I think Puccio's not going to be a threat. He's already been in the break for a long time here. We're down to 9. We're down to 9. Okay, let's check in. Holgaard, Lutsenko got away, and Godin. How? How, I don't know. Concha, Puccio, that's left over from the break. Who's on the front? Not entirely sure. Well, let's find the gaps. We'll check it out this way. It's Velens. Velens now leading. And that's the recent attack. Those 4. That's the last 2 from the break. So 4 and 2. That's 6 riders. Right now, we're competing for 7th. I'd like to increase the odds. I think right now we're competing really more for 6th, but we still have a chance for a higher overall position. Galvez, just about done here, but also just about getting us into the final climb. Setting Luke Shees up. Kalmans, sorry. I left him not on auto. 2.8k. Luke Shees gelling up. Galvez setting up for the final climb. Try to get to the front here. So Luke Shees is well placed. There you go. Give me your sprint. And now Luke Shees sprinting. Velens has taken the win, and you can see we are now outgunning a lot of guys here at the last little bit of the climb as they are on their last legs. Top 4 are gone. the top 4. I was right about that move being a success. Can we make it a top 5 for us, though? Best of the rest? Yes! Luke Shees. 5th place. 5th place. Nice result. Nice result. Really happy. Really happy with that one. Likewise, Galvez approaching the line for 13th. So that's how well those two just rode. We did not gel. I don't think it's going to matter at this point. Kalnins, let's see you finish things off. He's sprinting a little early. He is definitely sprinting a little early. He went much too early, but try to finish it off. You still have yellow bar, so who can you at least outrace? Top 20 is gone. Not going to matter for him, but still a good result, even for Kalnins in 31st. Still had the energy in the end, but his problem was the split in front of him. And of course, that group went much slower. I mean, we're already looking at 7 minutes. He was about 5 to 6 minutes down. He lost that much time in those final 20K or so when he got dropped. I mean, it wasn't that far away from the finish when that happened. But nice job overcoming that. Unfortunately, that top 4 did escape. I saw it. I recognized it. Didn't want it to happen, but didn't have much of an effort from others to pursue that, and knew that if we were going to beat terribly many riders, it was going to require that support right up until the end so that Luke Shees was well equipped, which he was. Not only did he win against his group, right, the entirety of the 9 in the Peloton that were left, but he also surpassed 2 or 3 riders on the way. So he got first of 9, plus moved up a couple more spots on the way. So instead of competing for 7th, right, it was 5th. So I think it was 6 guys up the road. So he passed 2 more on the way, plus beat out the entirety of the other 8 in his group. Skelmos, right? That was one of the riders that we were up against. Vandina Bale. They were behind us. Those were 2 good riders there. Galvez, with that strong laid out, with playing the chasing role, caught past Puccio, Cortiens, Concha there at the end. So that was good. I don't think we could have played that much better than we did. Seeing those 4 maybe foot down just a hair harder, those 4 don't get away. How Godon had that kind of energy to attack, be away for 30K, be brought back, and 3 or 4K later, maybe 6K later, attack again. Like, how? He should have been French toast by that point. Not capable of going for more. I don't know. How he did that, I don't know. +5 race day condition, whatever. Endless energy, I don't know. But, besides him, the other guys, I can see why they were able to attack, why they were capable. Obviously, Valens and Lutsenko, very good at this type of discipline. And I keep forgetting that this finishes with the steep cobbled climb at the end. But I like this version. I like this version where it's the 1 star, 1 star, 1 star, 1 star, 1 star throughout. And then, your difficult cobble climb right at the end, final kilometer. Great race. Love it. And top 5 for us. This type of race, we have not been squeezing out any sort of results. I know last year, gosh, I don't know. It's been a long month for me. So last season, even if that was only a handful of weeks ago, I don't remember. I think we were here a year ago, and I think we were almost in it near the end, and then, got to the final climb and was just got blown away and finished outside the top 20. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's where we were. And for the most part, I haven't seen the top 25 at all in anything that has those star ratings. So this is a huge step for us. It's a huge step in the right direction. Winning, not quite yet in this department, but competing, absolutely. And it feels good to be competing in more than just one category, more than just GC. Competing for classics, Got some sprinters now. They have leveled up. Caldens. Holy crap, man. I've got a couple guys. I'm going to start competing in sprints as well, so it's nice. I mean, we were winning the rare Continental Pro type sprint. Certainly Continental sprints right there at the end. But nothing once you have any World Tour guys around, right? We were never featuring, barely cracking top 10 in those. I think we're going to be a lot more competitive. Lots of top 5s, lots of podiums, occasional wins. All right, anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.